Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you two beautiful evening eye makeup looks which you can create with the Catrice Crystallized Rose Quartz Eyeshadow palette. And I'm also going to dig into some colors that I haven't been using yet. So as today is Friday, it's the perfect time to also come up with something beautiful if you want to go out and have fun with your friends or family. And so this is what we are about to do. My name is Melissa van Dijk. I'm a professional and passionate makeup artist. So let's have a look at the first evening look. As for this one, we are going to start off with the crease shadow, and I'm also going to use a beautiful matte shadow which I'm going to put into the crease. It looks a little bit more brownish, but it actually is also like a slightly purple into it, which we're going to apply with the crease brush. And so I'm going to start off by using a clean brush, and I also want to make sure that I'm going to keep the look very simple. And so we are going to dig into this one right here. At first just a tiny bit, and if you add, or if you want to add more, then you always can do so. And I'm going to start putting it into the crease as well as already blending it. Now, if you have slightly hooded eyes and you want to make sure that the shadow which you're going to put into the crease is also noticeable once you open the eye, then it's also really important that you're looking straight ahead into the mirror and just relax your eye in general, and then you're going to let your eye open and also add some shadow above so that it then will be visible. And now once the first shadow is on, we can now move on to the next step, which is applying a different shadow towards the outer corner. And so we are going to connect the crease shade with the outer corner right here. And I'm going to stick with the same brush so that we don't have to use a new one. And I'm going into this shade right here, which also looks like a brownish tone, but it's actually more of a berry shade, which is very interesting because you're going to expect a brown shade, but then it turns out to be a different one. And so this is the one that I'm going to go with the crease towards the outer corner. And so once the outer corner is also connected with the crease shade, we now can also move on to the main lid area, which we are going to use a shimmery shade for it. And I'm also going to use a shadow that I haven't been using yet. And this is more like a golden brown tone, which you can also apply with your finger, because then you have a little bit more control on where you're going to apply it, and also the shimmer will show off the best. And now once the shadow is on and you have covered it with some beautiful shimmer, we now can move on to the next step, which is also applying it on the lower lash line. And for that we are going to use the shade that we used earlier for the outer corner only. And I'm going to stick with the same brush, but you can also use a flat eyeshadow brush if you like to. And I'm going to use it just a tiny bit. And then of course don't forget to connect it also with the upper part of your lid area so that it all will come together. And so if you're having any trouble with some fallout, you always can go ahead and take a clean brush. This can also be a face brush, dig into some setting powder and then dust some of the fallout away. And now to make sure that the corners are even and also cleaned up, you always can go ahead and take a brush or your sponge where you have applied your concealer with, and just use the rest that's on the sponge and clean up those edges. Like so. And now once you have cleaned it up, you have applied your shadow on the lower lash line, we now can move on to the last step for the first evening eye makeup look, which is also applying a bit of mascara. And so once the mascara is on, I'm also going to let this bit dry right here because I hit the mascara with my lower part of the eyelid. But what you can do once it's dry, you can always take a spoolie or a brow lash comb and then make sure that you're going to rub the mascara away. This way you don't need to put any new base on or whatsoever, but you're just going to clean those little spots. But with that being said, this is also the final look when it comes to the first evening eye makeup look, and I want to keep it simple but still use the colors that I haven't used before in the previous tutorials, so I really hope that you do like the first eye makeup look. Now let's have a look at the second evening eye makeup look, as with this one I've also used colors that I haven't used before, and this is basically also how the look turned out, and I want to keep it as simple as possible but still also because the colors are a bit darker, it makes it perfect to also create a beautiful second evening look. And as you can see, I also used the crease brush for it, and what we're going to do is we are going to apply it through the crease as well as connecting it with the outer corner as our first step. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a clean brush again because we are using a completely different shade. I'm going to dig into this one right here, just a slightly bit, and if you feel the need to add more, you always can do so. And we are going to start applying it through the crease and also a bit higher, as I mentioned earlier, so that you still are able to see the color once you open your eyes and just look straight ahead. And so once the shadow is placed into the crease as well as the outer corner, we also now can move on to the next step, which is going directly towards the main lid area. And for that I'm also going to use a shimmery shade that I haven't used before, and this one is a little bit more of a softer shimmer. It hasn't like the glittery flakes in it, which also makes it perfect for an evening look. And so I'm going to use my finger to apply it and then also placing it on the main lid area. At first I'm going to press it onto the lid and then blending it into the other shadow. And so once you have applied the main lid area, like the shadow and also the shimmer to it, and it looks even on both sides and you're happy with the result, we now can move on to the lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, I'm also going to use the same shade that we used for the crease and outer corner part, and we are just going to connect the lower lash line with the upper eyelid area. And so I'm also going to use the same brush, but again, you can also use a flat eyeshadow brush if you like to. And now once you're happy with the result as well as applying it on the lower lash line, we now can also move on to the last step, which is applying mascara. And so just go with your favorite mascara, which you always like to use. And so once the mascara is on, this is also the finished second evening eye makeup look. And I also hope that you like this one as well. And now I basically used all the shadows that are in the palette, and this week was so colorful and creative that I really have to say I do love the finishes of the palette. They provide matte ones, they provide like the shimmery sparkly ones, as well as soft shimmers and a mixture of matte and shimmer. And so you have like basically in this palette like every finish that you can get to create also beautiful makeup looks. This can be an everyday makeup look, creative makeup look, or as I've done today, a beautiful evening eye makeup looks. And yeah, I mean, if you like just saw the tutorial and you could follow the steps, like which of those evening makeup looks would be the one that you would choose first, or which you are going to recreate at home, like if you have already the palette at home? Because this was also this like for the whole week I've been using now the Catrice Crystallized Rose Quartz Eyeshadow palette to show you beautiful eye makeup looks. Now I hope that you also liked this tutorial as well as the video, and yeah, if you did so, don't forget to give this video also a thumbs up, as this is also an independent channel, and also don't forget to share the video. This will also mean so much to me, and I hope that you liked the video, enjoyed it, could follow the steps, and with that being said, I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!